Hello. I have finally been spotted. Perfect. Well, now I can just pop up my little barricade up here. Drop these two there. There we go. Get my reload in.
I love how Spiff is like, oh, you found me. Well, that's a shame because I have a barricade and ammo resupply. I'm perfectly fine.
Pop up my little barricade up here. Drop these two there.
So apparently, the Spiffing Brit has once again taken a perfectly balanced game and turned it into a crime against coding. I swear, this man finds exploits faster than the devs can say patch incoming. Battlefield's never seen warfare quite like this. And at this point, I'm fully convinced he's not playing, he's just performing digital terrorism with a posh accent. So, before the servers implode under the sheer power of British efficiency, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the universe, because balance is dead, and Spiff probably killed it.
Welcome to Battlefield 6, a video game where you run around ignoring the objectives for 30 minutes whilst a sniper in a different postal code gives you a free lobotomy. Now ahead of the game's actual release, the developers decided to host a series of open weekends. This way they can stress test the game modes and the servers to make the actual release a smooth event. It also is a great viral marketing move that introduces new people to the game. However, this viral marketing can backfire if the game is a buggy mess filled with cheaters and terrible gameplay. I would say that things have gone rather well.
See, with the release and everything, I haven't ran into any bugs. Then again, I wouldn't notice them even if I tried to. I did play the beta, and that was fun. I also didn't run into any bugs then. So I'm curious what kind of bugs Spiff found. The things that I may or may not have noticed. But he's absolutely right about the sniper bit. I definitely got a lobotomy from the next town over.
If the game is a buggy mess filled with cheaters and terrible gameplay, I would say that things have gone rather well for the developers. However, I have found something. I found Battlefield's greatest cheater, a player who's been using unfair advantages to cheat the game and ruin the fun for others. Worst of all, every game I played had this same cheater in it, just running around ruining the fun for others. I know, it's utterly disgraceful. The developers need to do something. But who actually is it? Oh, well, it's me. Hi, I'm TheSpiffingBrit, YouTube's greatest video game exploiter, and I enjoy finding broken things inside of video games. Now, normally I have a golden rule not to find exploits in multiplayer games, because multiplayer exploits ruin fun for others. However, I made an exception today, because this is an open beta, and realistically, I know the developers will watch this video, and hopefully they can use this to improve the game. So everyone, go down into the comment section and wave hello to the developers and wish them a lovely day. But first, a disclaimer. The following video contains scenes that some viewers may find distressing. If at any point watching this video you feel the need to type in a message about how this is immoral or rude, then please go down to the comment section and write your essay. But do understand that we reach every one of the most dream team biscuits, so make sure you remember to correctly writing styles and aging by liking this video. Also, from this video, you should have needed a later take demon.
The fact that I understood all of that, I didn't even need to read it. Is this a product of me saying my introduction too fast over on Twitch? Good job, Spiff. I'm impressed.
To the comment section and write your essay. But do understand that I'll be reading each and every one of the most dream team biscuits, so make sure you remember to correctly write styles and aging by liking this video. Also, from this video, you should have needed a later take demon. Right, welcome to Battlefield 6. As of writing this video, the first open beta weekend has now come to an end, and well, people have a lot of opinions. The front page of the Battlefield subreddit likes to ping pong between this being the end of the world or the creation of the world's greatest form of media. Now, if you look at the Steam player charts, you can actually see that the game is already dead. I mean, the player base is down over 98% from the weekend.
When did that happen?
What do you mean it's because the servers are down? No, this ruins my doomer narrative that all video games stopped being fun around about the time I grew up. How will I farm?
It's okay. It's fine. We can find another narrative, Spiff. It's okay. We can find something else and latch onto it and trick ourselves into believing that it's certainly not, you know, because we're old. It's because the gaming industry is just broken and everything was bad better back then, which is true, okay?
Narrative that
It's
all
okay.
video games stopped being fun around about the time I grew up. How will I farm
Yeah.
comment interactions with hyperbolic media now? In reality, of course, this is a video game that is actually quite
my
fun to
God.
play. However, as an expert of video game balance, there's a lot of rather obvious problems. If you touch the game at all, you probably notice that shotguns are a little too realistic. Realistic, of course, in the sense that they're basically a mobile war crime cannon that at any range can puree a human in a matter of seconds.
So this is why
apparently a
Maxer
problem
likes
already
them.
known by the devs, but even so, shotguns are notoriously hard to balance in video games. They
Yeah.
either one-hit everything and become a challenge of who has the lowest ping, or they take 2 hits and are ultimately beaten by faster-firing SMGs in close combat. But Battlefield's weapon modifications let us get creative by using slug rounds and sniper scopes to turn shotguns into a weapon that is just always better than a sniper rifle.
Oh,
With
that's messed
upgraded
up.
ammunition, the shotgun, just like the sniper, will take
Now I know what Max meant when he said he was sniping people with a shotgun. I was playing a bit of Battlefield 6 with Max and the Kaishi, and Max is like, I feel bad. I'm picking people off with a shotgun from afar, so I'm just sniping them. I'm like, sniping with a shotgun? Now I understand how. That's diabolical.
It's better than a
Oh my
sniper rifle.
gosh.
With upgraded ammunition, the shotgun, just like the sniper, will take 2 body shots to kill a target. However, unlike the sniper, the shotgun fires much faster and is also much better at close range. A shotgun sniper is currently the most overpowered form of soldier,
So
as you
that's
can
why I
do both
keep
long
dying.
range and close combat fighting, making you ultimately the best combat fighting person on your team. Now that's a common issue and hardly an exploit, just an unintended overpowered weapon.
It's
But
an
what about
oopsie.
thinking a bit more outside of the box? Actually, let's just try thinking outside of the map. Welcome to the Gibraltar map. Gibraltar is a location that, as a British person, we naturally are taught how to defend, and that means that we know the best way to fight is to actually hide in an unreachable
rocks.
position. Yes, simply head to this location on the map, where you'll notice in the corner in the stairs, the ground seems to open up. This is
Oh
a fun
my.
little texture bug where the map makers accidentally moved an object to create this corner staircase, and in doing
no.
so left a gap. Now this
That's
gap
messed
normally
up.
is not big enough to actually
He's a
crawl
mole
or
man.
fall into, as this big pipe is blocking most of it. However, if I learnt anything from my time playing Skyrim, it's
Here
that
it
if
is.
something exists, it can be broken. And so with just
can.
a few rounds, the pipe is destroyed, and we can now power slide our way under the stairs. Hey look, it's me, I'm now Harry Potter. I live under the stairs. And just like him, I have now used magic to
messed
disappear from the map. The surface above me is solid, which means I can't be shot at or even affected by enemies using explosives. At the same time, because I'm underneath it, I can't shoot out of it. So yes,
So you
Battlefield
just
developers, I
stay
recommend
there.
you look around on the floor a little bit, because you never know what you might have accidentally left there. Oh, hello sir. He just walked past. Let me give the enemy...
I love that he's literally like a whack-a-mole. He's like, "Boop, I got you. Okay, now go down. Boop." And you've got to wait. You've got to stand there, wait, and watch just to make sure you're not crazy. You're like, huh? How'd you get there? That's so smart.
for a little bit,
What the
because you never
heck?
know what
I
you might have
would've thought
accidentally left there. Oh,
to
hello, sir.
break
He
it.
just walked past. Let me give the enemies a little bit of smoke cover for their walk by.
Yeah.
There's one. Oh my goodness, they're
There's
literally
one.
on top of me. They're on top of me. All right, I'll climb on up.
There we go.
They'll never expect that. Back in my hole. Back in the hole I go. There we go. You just get one kill,
Into
then it's
the
back
hole.
in the hole. That's how it works. Oh, there's another
Oh, they
gentleman.
found
He was
him.
on top of me.
They know where he is.
They're above
They
me.
know.
They know I'm here. Ah, run away from my
The
own
mole
grenade.
man.
Actually, should I revive him? There we go. Don't know if he
Oh.
wants to be revived. He does not want to be revived.
Okay. Good.
Oh,
oh
no, he cracked the code. He went into my hole. So yes, that was a weird
They
little
figured out
exploit,
his
but it
hole.
greatly
It's
limits
messed
my
up.
ability to actually fight the enemy, rendering me about as useful as someone playing this game with a controller. However, I will come back to
Yeah.
this later when I come up with a better offensive solution.
Wait, he has a good point. How many of you are playing with a controller? Why? How? Why would you play this game with a controller? I genuinely, I find that I love playing with controllers, but not these types of games. Not a shooter. I like being able to flick my wrist and move around with my mouse. Can't really do that with a controller. Unless you have insane sensitivity settings. But even then, not as effective. That's just my opinion though. But I am curious, for those who do use controller, what is the logic and reasoning behind it?
of a controller. However, I will come back to this later when I come up with a better offensive solution to actually fight back without looking just like a threatening bouncy bunny rabbit. So the map is not exactly the most sturdy individual, but when I realized that you could get under the map, the next logical step was to consult the sacred book. In this magnificent traversal guide, we discovered that the next step after trying to go under is to go over it. Now, previous Battlefield games have always encouraged verticality. 2042 basically had players stand in lifts for 2 minutes before getting blown up by a claymore. What brilliant game design. But Battlefield 6 takes it in a different direction. Player-led destruction is the name of the game. If a particular set of brickwork offends you, then simply engage in some explosive remodeling. This is a really cool feature and makes longer games more dynamic as new paths and defenses are created and destroyed. Good job, devs. But
yeah, I get creatively destroyed by the falling building. Not even a bullet. It makes me sad. But also, that's just issues. I never noticed the building's falling until it's on top of me.
Games more dynamic as new paths and defenses are created and destroyed. Good job, devs. But of course, giving players a way to exploit the map gives players a way to exploit the game. You see, it's very easy to actually climb in the game by destroying structures and then climbing on top of these half-broken walls, or placing these climbable barricades, or perhaps just learning how to parkour like a pro. But just how broken can it get? Well, I endeavored to find out. Welcome to Egypt. This map is one of my favorite locations. It's a good mix of infantry and tank battles. However, when you think about going over the map, things get interesting. Allow me to demonstrate. Right, so up here we climb. Come on, up, 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 up. Up we go. Up we go. And on top of here. Oh, there's an enemy. In fact, there's a tank over there. My goodness. Well, I'll just pop down my little barricade here and then switch to semi-automatic fire. Yes, I have my perfect location. Oh, sir, I appreciate you trying to kill me. Oh, well, what a shame he's dead. Anyway, I guess now that I've built myself this little barricade, I can stand on top of it, and then I guess that means I can run over to this building, so that's what I'll do. I'll just quickly parachute on over. Lovely. I now find myself over here, definitely where I'm meant to be. All right, where do I go next?
Absolutely
okay, I think this is the path. Yep. Oh my goodness, that was the path. You literally just mash spacebar and you can climb along the rooftops. I guess the next point is to climb up here. Okay, and then now that I'm up here, can I make it to the bridge? Yes, I can. Right, I'm on top of the map, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
yeah, this is where I'm meant to be. From my position up here, I'm able to see the enemies running around on the ground. And most of them, for semi-obvious reasons, aren't exactly looking up here. Now, if I was playing with friends, if I had any of those, I'd be able to summon them in, maybe get myself a couple of recons. They could play...
I love Spiff so much. I've watched only like 2 of his videos now, but... He's so relatable. He's like, man, I'm having so much fun. If only I had friends. That would be fun too. But it's fine. I'll just keep figuring things out. He's such a smart man. I wonder how long it took him to think of these. How does one just sit down, open Battlefield and go, how can I exploit the map today? And how long does it take? All the questions.
If I had any of those, I'd be able to summon them in, maybe get myself a couple of recons. They could place down their spawn beacons. That would be perfect. Oh, look, here we go. One friend has just spawned up here. Welcome to the bridge. I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, you appear to be a little bit baffled by all this, but hey, we've got a deploy beacon down now. That's great. And you're just going to parkour off that way? Good. Lovely. I guess now that the spawn beacon is here, I can kind of leave to any rooftop I like. So I'm going to try this rooftop. Good stuff. I'm going to try to this rooftop now. Lovely. Right, on top of here. Oh, I can see some enemies down there. Oh, there's one. Come on. Right, there's one. Oh, almost. There's some.
Close.
There's one dead. Lovely. One man there, dead. Yes, this is quite possibly the greatest position I've ever found. That's another dead gentleman. Right, as I'm running out of ammo, I'll just quickly resupply myself. Don't mind me. Lovely. That gentleman there. Oh, hello. Are they really not looking up? Surely at this point you can look up and see me. My goodness, look at these gentlemen. Oh, I finally got killed. My goodness, I can't believe it. So eventually I do get dropped. But before you shout at me for cheating like some people did in the game's chat, I think it's important to note that the game will eventually have ladders, meaning theoretically a squad could easily climb anything with ladders if they just work together. So let's throw that out of the window for now and focus on what is definitely some clear-cut cheating, thanks to some very bizarre game design and balance. So I think it's time for us to hand it over to the boffins at the lab.
Fundamentally, most of this game is spraying an automatic weapon at an enemy player who is running around in front of you. The person who wins is whoever hits the most shots on the target first. This means that you want a gun that shoots fast and is accurate. But in order to balance the game, we have recoil. Yes, the more your gun fires fully auto, the more wild the spray of bullets will be. Well, for some reason, the developer applied recoil and accuracy impacts are a lot less impactful. The best way to demonstrate this is with the use of an auto-clicker. So here we go to our lab rat.
Let's say I'm aiming at this target over here. If I start shooting at his head and just don't move my mouse whilst holding down the shoot button, you'll notice that the recoil whips my mouse up into the sky, meaning that I will indeed miss my next few shots. So after a quick tactical reload, I then discovered something quite interesting. If instead of firing on fully auto, we fire on single shot, you'll notice that we're significantly more accurate, and we don't really have to deal with any recoil. This got me thinking, what if I was able...
Is this why I die so quickly? Because there's no way that I only get headshots. But I spawn in the map and instant death. I can never go 5 steps in front of me without dying. And I don't even know how they see me, because I didn't see them, not till the kill cam. Is this Skishu? Am I just projecting my Skishus? Probably. But I still have questions.
Accurate, and we don't really have to deal with any recoil. This got me thinking, what if I was able to perfectly fire at a very high rate without actually having to move my mouse? This is where one of my macros come into the picture, because by simply pressing a macro, I can auto-fire the semi-automatic almost as fast as the fully auto mode. This means that it is considerably easier for me to fire and keep everything in a nice, orderly way. Now this does indeed work with all guns. This is the SMG, we go full auto and look, we're up into the sky. Switch to semi, and oh my goodness, would you look at that? That's a lot better. How about same here? Oh, much more accurate. I'm no longer looking up at the ceiling. I'm actually looking at the target.
Now, even with the change, the game still limits us by capping the fire rate of semi-auto to match the full auto rate of fire, with even better stability.
That's messed
Allow
up.
me to demonstrate once more.
Now, the reason I'm back here is because I've actually unlocked a brand new gun. This is an LMG, except it has an ACOG sight and is significantly more accurate at range.
What's
This
an ACOG
accuracy is
again?
further improved when we switch to semi-automatic fire. And now I have this entire sightline. Look, there's a poor guy down.
I should probably do a quick disclaimer here. I like this game. I do not know anything about gun terminologies. I know nothing about accessories or add-ons, etc. I also don't know if there are certain classes that have lower HP than the others. If that exists, please inform me, because I think that might just be my issue. Maybe. Quite possibly. I kind of hope. I don't want to be the issue.
When we switch to semi-automatic fire. And now I have this entire sightline. Look, there's a poor guy down there. There we go, they're all dead. Look, they're all dead. That's an entire objective push that they made. Useless.
all gone.
I can just lay down some suppressing fire. There we go, that's more enemies dead. There is no angle or sightline that can prep the enemies for this. It's just one guy on top of a rooftop.
He's
And
like
then,
a
you know,
minigun.
now that they know where I am, doesn't matter because I can still just reload. There we
Yep.
go, that's another gentleman dead. There's just genuinely nothing
So
they can do.
he's
Okay, there's a
the
large amount of
reason.
enemies now running around beneath me. I can see they're making their way over towards C. Yep, there's one going this way. Oh my
Yep.
goodness. There we go, there's
They
another
always
dead.
take the
I can see
same
them all running
routes.
around down there. Look, there's even a tank and everything. There we go, that's another kill. Oh, hello. I have finally been spotted. Perfect. Well, now I can just pop up my little barricade up here. Drop these two there. There we go. Get my reload in.
I love how Spiff is like, oh, you found me. Well, that's a shame because I have a barricade and ammo resupply. I'm perfectly fine.
Pop up my little barricade up here. Drop these two there. There we go. Get my reload in. Oh, look, there's some more enemies there.
Guy. He's just chilling. There we go.
I can see on the mini-map I've got a couple of enemies running around beneath me. Oh, there's one. Oh, he had to go prone. Poor little guy. Oh, look, there's some enemies there.
So this is what I look like.
That's another dead. Splendid. Oh, my goodness. Truly, truly evil times we live in. Okay, I've got quite a few enemies coming my way from here. Oh my goodness, there's now a tank looking at me. Right, well, I guess I have to leave the tank be. But I should be able to get the engineer on the back of him. Look at this entire squad running around here. Oh, I finally get dropped. What a shame.
It's okay,
what a
Spiff.
shame. Well, that was a bit of a good game so far. 23 kills, 1 death, ladies and gentlemen. That is how it feels to be absolute scum.
That's
now,
a lot.
auto-clicker programs are detectable, and they could actually be banned as cheats because, you know, I'm
Absolute
using a
scum.
macro. However, there's always still a way around this. I own a mouse that built into its hardware has an auto-clicker. Good luck trying to detect that with your kernel-level anti-cheat system dice.
That's a
Imagine
thing?
playing with a controller and going up against someone who can use the exact same weapon as you, fire it at the same rate as you, but is able to move and shoot with 90% better accuracy than you. Doesn't it?
I didn't know there are mice that come with auto clickers? Since when? Surely he's lying. Is he bluffing? What'd he do? How? Huh? Normally you have to download that.
As you, but is able to move and shoot with 90% better accuracy than you. Doesn't exactly feel well balanced to me. The only restriction is that to get this upgrade, you will need a lot of experience. If only there was a way to exploit the game and get free infinite experience in a glitch. Wait, do you smell that? Smells like foreshadowing.
It does.
Yes, of course I have one, and here it is. Unfortunately for this exploit, you will need a friend, and I don't have any of those, so instead have some footage from the YouTuber Cookie Crusher. Basically, what has happened here is that when a player dies and is revived by a player with high ping or packet loss issues, there is a chance for them to bug out and stay downed, but revived at the same time. This means they can't bleed out to death, but also can't get up, allowing a medic with a set of defibrillators to repeatedly hit them over and over again, getting all of the experience for reviving a squad mate. This can infinitely be repeated. By pulling this off, you could easily finish games with over 100,000 score. Did you get the score from pushing objectives and killing enemies? No, you got them from tickling your best friend with 2 very zappy mittens. What a perfectly balanced system. Okay, but time for us to get back to what was going on under the map. Allow me to present the latest blockbuster film, Harry Potter and the Hand Grenade of Destiny.
The holy hand
Yes, it turns out, because we can resupply under the map, we can endlessly refill our grenades. So yes, all I have to do is make my way over to Objective C and find this lovely little staircase. Then I just need to blow up this bit of pipe here, and now run my way into the corner. And perfect, I am now underground. I can give myself my little supply box, and now as soon as any enemies come nearby, I can just yeet a grenade out like so. I can hear someone running nearby. Perfect stuff. That's a kill, ladies and gentlemen. What a game we are playing. So one thing that I can do to try and get some enemies to my location is fire off my gun a little bit, maybe do a little bit of wall art. Oh, I've got some enemies off to my right. There we go, that's some enemy suppression there. Let's try and get a kill there. Oh, that's more enemy suppression. I can see the enemies. Yep, and next to me there we go. Drop the grenade on him.
Did they not see him?
Yeah, more damage. Good stuff. Yes, I'm helping my team out, I'm sure. Okay, so we've now mastered the strategy of going under the map and the strategy of going over the map. So with one final exploit to go, I guess we need to consult the sacred book and see what the final option is. Oh my goodness. Why didn't I think about it? Going through it. Yes, today, ladies and gents, we're going to go through the map. This particular map has an issue. This entire wall of rocks that the developers have placed in isn't exactly very well thought out. Yes, if we can make our way up into this hill, something...
I remember I was playing I forgot the name of the game, but it was the Viking Assassin's Creed. And I was on my horse atop a mountain. Definitely not exploiting anything at all to get to my next destination quicker. Anyways. So I was on a mountain on my horse. My horse clipped through the mountain. And then I clipped through the mountain. And somehow I was inside of a boulder and I couldn't figure out how to get out of it. So I saved and quit. I don't think I've opened the game since. So how's he gonna go through the map without getting permanently... Well, actually, the round will end. I guess we'll just be stuck there, huh?
Isn't
Unless
exactly very well thought out. Yes, if we can make our way up into this hill, something magical happens. For you see, the game decided to add a lot of parkour. And well, if we simply jump on top of these rocks here, we can end up just entering the rocks like so. Now that I'm in here, I can simply poke my head on out whenever I want to in order to snipe. Like so. Hazam! I know it really is that easy. And then if I get the feeling that the enemies are going to be able to spot me, I can simply run back on round and climb back into my lovely little rock. And if I head down on into these rocks, I can crouch down under here. Okay, that's another layer of rocks I can get inside of. Sure, why not? Am I inside of a rock? Yes, I am inside of a rock.
Yes.
If I lean forwards, I might be able to get my barrel through the front of the rock. All right, and I've got my head through the side of a rock here. So I'm currently safe to one side of me, and then everything to the left I can now shoot. Yeah, this seems perfectly fair and balanced, doesn't it, video game developers? All right, see, I just jump this, climb that rock, and then...
You know, if you think about it, releasing a beta and letting Spiff, specifically Spiff, test it, if he wants to, obviously, is probably one of the smartest things you can do. He will find almost everything wrong with your game, and that is commendable. He's probably helped a lot of devs, if they watch his videos, of course. But regardless, that's a lot of help. That's a lot of knowledge. A lot of things to fix.
Fair and balanced, doesn't it, video game developers? All right, see, I just jump this, climb that rock, and then I just need to climb over that ledge there.
He's got it.
Okay, there we go. One bit of mountain goating done.
Yeah.
That's the driver dead. Oh, he's trying to get me. And he's dead. Lovely. Perfect stuff. I got a very nice angle here. Hello, sir.
Ooh,
dead. I mean, yeah, how are enemies meant to compete when they're literally fighting a player sat on the side of a mountain?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm now on top of this rock. This rock seems also fine. I'll take this one. I have a lovely overlooking cliff position, which allows me to see this vehicle coming along here, like so. And the gentleman behind it is dead now. I can see that man over there running around like a lunatic. He is dead. Splendid stuff. Splendid positioning, if I do say so myself. Oh my goodness, they really don't like what I've done. No, so much so that the helicopter had to be called in to kill me. Oh, hello, there's another gentleman here. I've got myself another deployment spot. Oh, there's someone dead. Oh, there's a player behind me. Dead. There's another player down beneath me, dead. There's another one.
Rip.
Dead. There's one more there. Oh, and another there. Oh my goodness, this is a massacre. There we go. Just more mastery badges. Come on, give them to me. There we go. Yes, now they've seen it. Oh, okay, now they've spotted me. Anyway.
How much grinding did this man do? Level 110? Did I read that correctly? What?
Yes, now they've seen it. Oh, okay, now they've spotted me. Anyway, this concludes my perfectly balanced look into Battlefield 6 and the discovery of the game's biggest cheater,
Thank you,
me.
Spiff.
If you see me on your server, make sure to toss out a report just in case, because chances are I am somehow breaking the game. If you enjoyed this video and like seeing silly, overpowered and broken things in video games, then you should definitely subscribe, as that's what I do all day, every day. I will only stop when all games are perfectly balanced and contain zero bugs, glitches and exploits. So yeah, I guess I'm never stopping. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'd love to hear your opinions about Battlefield 6 and also where you stand on the use of exploits in multiplayer games. So I'm expecting an exciting and hopefully civil discussion in the comments. Of course, as always, a massive thank you to our lovely YouTube channel members and patrons for funding my antics. I hope you're all having an absolutely wonderful day. And if you're wondering what video to watch next, look no further than this one on screen now. You're going to love it. Anyway, I'll see each and every one of you in the next one. Have a glorious day and goodbye for now.
Thank you for tuning in to another NEKO Reacts. So, did you enjoy the little exploits in the beta? Have you found any bugs in the official release? Let me know in the comments below. Until then, please leave a like and subscribe to the universe, and I'll see you in the next one. Matanya! Bye bye!